Welcome, welcome, welcome back to another episode of the Ian Fritts Show. It's week one. It's here. We've waited 8 months for this, and it's finally here. We already had some games and some very good games, I might add. Georgia Tech going to Dublin and beating Florida State. SMU coming back and winning that game. Exhilarating. But week one's here. We've got a lot to get to. I'm doing all the top 25 teams' games, and I'm picking them. Let's get into it.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State's Jalen Watts Jackson, and he scores on the last play of the game. Unbelievable.
35, 40, 45, 50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal.
Okay. This is good old-fashioned top 25 and 25. We're going to go in order of when the games happen. We've got this game right here. North Carolina State, NC State, as some people call them, versus Western Carolina. Now, this logo here from Western Carolina, I'm a fan of. Now, there is no line for this game. What does that tell me? That tells me Western Carolina, not a very good football team. Not a very good football team. They're not trying to put a line out there or else it'd be like a million. So, we're going to go with NC State here. Now, if you see over to my left here, you see that 2024 record 1-0. We already picked Georgia Tech to cover against Florida State. If you're not following on Twitter, it should be right over there as well. The overall, that's my overall record from last year, first year doing this, and we went 108 and 98 and a half. Now, I've already added that 1-0 to the overall record, and we're probably going to go 2-0 here to start 2024 with NC State over Western Carolina. Let's move right along. Murray State at Missouri. Now, if I remember correctly, Murray State, John Morant went there. I could be wrong because I'm not as into college basketball as I am college football, but I think I'm right. With that being said, I don't trust Murray State. Now, I do love their logo. I also love Missouri's logo, but I don't trust Murray State. So give me the Tigers. Give me the Tigers to win against Murray State. Also, no line in this game. These first few don't have a line, so I'm just picking the outright winner, which gives me a couple freebies. We should be 3-0 by the time this next game happens. This next game, Lindenwood at Kansas. Now, Kansas not playing in their stadium yet, has not been officially built, in the process of being built. It looks pretty sick. However, they're playing Lindenwood. Anybody know anything about Lindenwood? No, you're not hearing anybody talk about Lindenwood now. I believe they're the Lindenwood Lions, if I can read their logo correctly. Now, I don't love this logo here above me. I don't love it at all. It's pretty sad looking lion. So for that reason, I'm going to go Kansas. I think they're going to whoop them. And Kansas was a dark horse playoff team for me this year. So give me the Kansas Jayhawks to start the season 1-0. All right, here we go. Some of you don't even know what this logo is above me. You're like, the sideways birds? Who are the sideways birds? I'm not sure. However, I do know that is the logo of Southern Utah, and they're going to Utah, regular Utah, all of it. Now, I'm not sure anything about Southern Utah. Also, no line for this game. But sideways birds, I'm not seeing them do anything against Cam Rising. His first game back in 2 years. So give me Utah. Give me Utah in this game. I don't see the sideways birds doing anything. We should be 5-0 going into this next game. The first game this week, Friday night game, Temple at Oklahoma. Oklahoma is favored by 43 points. Now, we go with the gut here at the Ian Fritts Show. That's what we say. That's all. That's how we have this impeccable record. Barely any losses on that thing. Not even in the triple digits yet. And we shouldn't be creeping up there at all until probably Saturday. With that being said, 43 is a lot of points. A lot of points. However, Temple, probably they could be one of the worst teams in the FBS this year. They're pretty lackluster. Now, they're the Owls. That's unique. I do give points for uniqueness. However, I'm not even sure Temple is going to score any points. They may score negative points in this game if that's possible. It's not. For those reasons, give me the Oklahoma Sooners. I like them to cover. Now, 43 is a lot of points, but Temple, I'm not even sure they're going to score. And those negative points, that will help the Sooners. Next game, moving right along. Now, 11 a.m. game. Clemson, it says at Georgia. It's a neutral site game. That's just how it's listed in the ESPN app. Um, Look, Georgia's favored by 13 and a half points. That's a lot of points for a top 15 matchup, top 20 matchup. Can't remember what Clemson is ranked at the top of my dome right now. I think it's 14. So top 15. Look, the Clemson Tigers, Dabo Swinney, Garrett Riley, second year together. Can they do anything? Can they do anything? Offensively, pretty lackluster last year. Defensively, not as good as they used to be under Brent Venables. However, they're still solid. They still got a lot of talent. Now, a couple guys on offense that might help Cade Klubnik in that offense and Garrett Riley. Bryant Wesco, true freshman wide receiver. He could lead the team in receiving. Now, he's going to have a huge game against this Georgia Bulldog defense. Is he going to have a huge game? I don't think so. And look, I could talk about Georgia for an eternity. That's how good they are. They have talent out the wazoo. Now, they also have a lot of arrests out the wazoo. Will that affect them in this game? I'm leaning no, but at the same time, I'm leaning yes. Now, I think this is going to be a closer game than most people think. I think Clemson's going to keep it tight, keep it close for 3.5 quarters maybe. And then I think Georgia's going to pull away. And I think they end up covering this 13 and a half. Now, these lines, they are subject to change. I have no sponsorship. So you can go to whatever betting place you want to go to. And if you can get this, maybe 12 and a half points, that's even better than 13 and a half. But either way, I think Georgia covers this game. So give me the Bulldogs. This is where it gets a little dicey. I'm not full confidence in this one, but the gut is saying Georgia Bulldogs. So I'm going Georgia Bulldogs. Next game up. I'm going to take a sip here. Look at this right here. See that? That's a mug. It's pretty fancy. It's got a great logo on there. If you want one of these, let me know. We can easily get that done for you. We have a whole process now. It's I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's better than it used to be. And what it used to be was nothing. So it's pretty good. All right. Penn State at West Virginia. Look at these. Look how close these blues are on my computer here. Look at those blues right there. Pretty close blues. I like that. Anyways, Penn State, new year. Are they going to be the same team to finish 10th in the last AP poll of the year? Are they going to be that same team again? If they are, they're probably in the playoff. However, they got to get past Neil Brown and West Virginia team led by Garrett Green, mobile quarterback. I don't know if he can be said to be a dual threat quarterback. He's definitely mobile. I'm not sure how confident I am in his passing ability. Maybe he put a lot of work in the offseason. I know there was a clip going around. Bunch of elite quarterbacks were throwing a comeback route at this camp. Garrett Green probably threw the best ball. It was either him or Jackson Arnold at Oklahoma. Those were the two best balls on that route. Now, that's not an in-game play. That is just we're out in the backyard throwing the ball around, okay? But it did look better. So is that going to help them against Penn State? I absolutely think so. Now, Penn State, 8.5. If this line was 6.5, I think I might go Penn State here. However, it's creeped above a touchdown. It's a two-score game. It's a two-score game. Penn State has to win by 2 scores. So I think West Virginia's going to keep this game close. Do they win? I don't think so. However, I do think they cover. So you see that green circle pop up there, green oval, whatever you might want to call it. It's covering West Virginia. So I'm going to take West Virginia. And we've picked, how many games have we picked so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're probably 8-0 at this point in the Saturday afternoon. If we can be 8-0 at this point, we are loving 2024 so far. Moving right along. Illinois State, the Red Birds. They're traveling to Iowa. I don't have much to say about this game. If anybody is talking about Illinois State, they're lying to you. They don't know anything about Illinois State. I don't know anything about Illinois State. The only thing I know is they're the Redbirds, a knockoff Cardinal, if you will. So give me the Iowa Hawkeyes. I don't know if they're going to be an offensive team this year. Excuse me. They're not going to be an offensive team this year. I don't know if they're going to have a capable offense this year. That is still in question. However, defense should be good. Illinois State, Redbirds, they're not even a Cardinal. Give me Iowa Hawkeyes. Okay. I have to just what is this? Cat. Chattanooga at Tennessee, cat. Now, I was going to bash on Chattanooga's logo here. I was going to say, man, this is just a letter. What are we doing here? It's not that cool. They're going up against a T. So point deduction for both of these teams. Give me better logo. I know Tennessee Classic. Well, why isn't Chattanooga Classic? I'm not sure. But I don't love either of these logos. Spells cat here. That's kind of cool. Chattanooga, nobody knows anything about that team. I'm not even sure where Chattanooga is. For those reasons, give me Tennessee. There is no line on this game. If there was a line, it would probably be Tennessee minus 55, minus 60, something like that. But give me the Volunteers. Nico Iamaleava, he's probably going to throw for about 390 yards. Here we go. Here we go. This is a sneaky, sneaky good game. Maybe, could possibly be game of the week if there weren't a couple other games. Now, you may be saying, Ian, doesn't that make it not the game of the week? And you would be correct. Okay, we have the South Dakota State Jack Rabbits at Oklahoma State. Now, they're up there in Stillwater or down there, depending on where you are. For the Jackrabbits, it's down there. I got to speak to this logo for a second. I love logos. You guys know that about me. I love this Jackrabbit logo right above me. I mean, look at his hind legs getting up there. It's impressive. So points for the Jackrabbits. A lot better than this Oklahoma State logo. Just their letters, not great. But 9.5. I think Oklahoma State, veteran team, I think they come out the year hot, and I think they shut up these little rabbits. These little rabbits. So give me Oklahoma State. I like them to win this game. I like them to cover this game. I think Stillwater's going to be rocking in that first game of the year. Next game, Akron at Ohio State. Battle of teams in Ohio. Ohio State favored by 50 points. Look, it's hard for me to get behind 50 points. 50 is a lot. You have to score, that's 7 touchdowns. They have to win by 7 touchdowns. I don't see that happening. Look, Akron's not some scrub like Temple, okay? I know Temple fans, if there are any, are going to come after me for that. But they're a solid football team. They're no top 80 football team in college football, but they're not the bottom 3 like Temple. So, with that being said, look, I know Ohio State, top 2 team in the year coming into this season. 50 points. I just can't get behind 50 points. I was burned a couple times by 50-point games last year. I'm not going to be this year. Give me the Akron Zips to win this football game and just keep that undefeated record going for 2024. Okay, here's a fun game. Colorado State, I'm using their old logo. Well, their regular logo. They debuted a new logo. It's just the Colorado State flag. It's complete opposites of the regular uniforms. Kind of weird, kind of cool, depending on how you look at it. They're traveling to Austin, Texas to face the Texas Longhorns. Okay, Texas favored by 32.5 points. Look, this line may be different wherever you get your bets from, but where I get them, 32.5. That's a lot of points. Look, Colorado State, they had a couple guys, quarterback, wide receiver duo, apparently rumored to be offered millions of dollars to transfer away from the Rams. Okay, and you know what they said? They said, we're going to stay here and we're going to win a national championship with these Colorado State Rams. Look, mistake on their part. They should have taken the millions of dollars because they're not winning a national championship with Colorado State. However, I like the confidence. I like the confidence. And with that, I think they're going to score some points on Texas. I think they're going to score a lot of points on Texas. Now, I don't think they're going to be able to stop Texas offensively, but I think they're going to be able to score a lot of points. So I like Colorado State to cover. Give me Colorado State plus 32.5 in that football game. Look, I think Texas, they tend to start out a little slow, and I think they might be reserving a little bit for the week 2 matchup in Ann Arbor against Michigan. Next game up. This could be the game of the weekend. This could be the game of the weekend. I'm going to take a sip here before I get into this one. Look, Miami, they're traveling to Gainesville, to the swamp, to play the Gators. If you know me, you know how much I put in to home field advantage, how much weight I put in home field advantage, and I love that home field advantage they got in Florida, okay? However, Miami, new team, rebuilt, retooled, new quarterback, Cam Ward, first ever certified stud muffin of the show. You guys know him well. He denied coming on the show. He wasn't ready for that type of publicity. But at Miami, can you turn it around? Can you turn that program around? Get them going in the right direction? I think probably so. I think probably so. However, I love that home field advantage in Gainesville. I think they're going to be absolutely rocking. I think that place is going to be hot. It is going to be hot. They sent out a PSA: drink a lot of water, wear white. It's going to be hot. But I think the Gators keep this game close. And let me just throw this out there: Notre Dame or Miami, excuse me, top 25 team. They're only favored by 2.5 here. Everybody thinks Florida's this trash team. They're not a trash team. They have a trash schedule, and trash meaning very difficult in this case. Um, but that home field, I can't get over that home field advantage for Florida. So I think I got to pick Florida in this game. Give me Florida plus 2.5. I don't think they're going to win, but I like them to cover. I like them to cover. Give me Florida plus 2.5. Okay. Moving right along. Western Kentucky at Alabama. Kalen DeBoer, best coach in college football, bar none. Maybe Kirby Smart, but I like Kalen DeBoer. It's amazing. You can get the greatest coach of all time, retires, boom, you just go pick up the best coach. Nice luxury Alabama has. And you know what else is a nice luxury they have? A nice luxury to cover in the first game they play under Kalen DeBoer. I think they're going to put up 150 points in this game. Now, is that an exaggeration? Maybe. I'll let you decide when you're watching this football game this Saturday. You heard me. I said this Saturday. Yeah, because we have week 1 of college football. It is glorious. It is back. It's awesome. It's awesome. Nothing else I can say. Moving right along. F at Oklahoma at Ole Miss. Now, some of you are saying F, and you're listening on the podcast of this, which we love our podcast listeners. However, you're missing the show. You're missing my face. You're missing this microphone. You're missing this mug. You're like, F, who's F? Well, F is Furman, and their logo is just an F in this diamond situation. Look, they're traveling to Ole Miss. They got no chance in this game. Ole Miss, give them to me. I like them to win this football game. And by this, this is mid-afternoon, Saturday. We should be 12, 13, and 0 in week 1 of college football, which is an impeccable start. Now, here's a logo that I really like. UT Martin. That's a cool logo. He's got the little goggles on. He's an airline pilot, but he's also a bird, but he's got the goggles. It's pretty sweet. But they're traveling to Kansas State. They're traveling to Manhattan, not that Manhattan, but the one in Kansas. And Avery Johnson, he's at quarterback. Luscious locks he has on his head. A lot of curly hair, but it's still nice flow. I think Kansas State wins this football game. There's no line on this one. But I like Kansas State to win and cover nothing. So give me Kansas State in that game. Iowa at Oregon. 2 states going at it. The Vandals versus the Ducks. Look, no line in this game, which means I'm picking Oregon, obviously. However, Dylan Gabriel, first real game for the Ducks. Heisman favorite. Currently, he was my Heisman pick. Oregon was my national champions. I would like them to make a statement in this game. Now, it's tough to make a statement against Idaho. It's tough to make a statement against Idaho. Why is that? Well, Idaho is not very good. However, if they go out, they beat them 85-0. That's a statement. Oregon, if you're listening to this, which you are, I know me and Dan Lanning like this, really tight. Dan Lanning, just go out, stomp on them, kick them while they're down. That's what I would like to see from the Ducks this weekend. Now, this may be the game of the weekend. College game day's going. We're not going because we're not there yet. Notre Dame at Texas A&M. Now, Notre Dame, they're a top 10 preseason team. Texas A&M, they were in the top 20. I had them as number 25 in the What If poll. I believe the AP poll had them around 20, something like that. Now, Notre Dame is not favored in this game. You're saying, what do you mean? The higher ranked team isn't favored? No, the higher ranked team is not favored. Why is that? Well, they're going to Texas A&M, the 12th man. The 12th man, yeah. That's a hard place to play. I would love to go down there and be at this game. Unfortunately, we have some obligations that we cannot be there for this game. This is going to be prime time, under the lights, Texas A&M. Will they get it done? They're favored. Can they start turning it around under Mike Elko? The defense is going to be swarming around the football, flying all over the football field. I think they're going to be getting after the quarterback. Look, Notre Dame, They've always had one of the most elite offensive lines in college football. They're basically a pipeline for offensive linemen to the NFL. This year, that's one of their biggest questions, their offensive line. And you're thinking, Notre Dame, they got a bunch of boys up there, bunch of dogs up there on the offensive line. Not this year, guys. Not this year. Well, let me preface that. Not at this moment. We don't know if they have a bunch of dogs up there. They have a bunch of guys. They have a bunch of guys. But you don't want just a bunch of guys on your offensive line. You want some dogs up there that are going to put some defensive linemen into the dirt. That's what you want, and that's what they've had. They don't have it this year at this moment. Now, they're going to have to start a couple young guys. Can those young guys get it done against a big-time defensive lineman from Texas A&M? Scarton, transfer from some Big Ten school. He's escaping me. Wake Forest, maybe Purdue. Purdue is from Purdue. He big time defensive lineman. He's a top 15, top 20 player in all of college football. Texas A&M. They've been recruiting the defensive line all over the place, and all over the place. I mean, all over the country, and top guys all over the country. So they have the talent up there on the defensive line. I think that's going to be the X factor in this game. They're favored by 2.5. I like them to win this football game. Now, do I like them to cover the 2.5? I do. Give me Texas A&M minus 2.5. A lot of this is on that line of scrimmage battle. I think Notre Dame battles back at the end of the year. However, I like Texas A&M in this game, first game of the season at home. I like them to win. Okay, this is a sneaky good football game this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Sneaky good football game. A lot of people probably aren't going to watch this one. I will, because it's my job. It's not, but it should be. Fresno State, look, good defensive team. Michigan, great defensive team. Minus 21. Their offense, still a lot of unknowns. Is Alex Orji the guy? He is the guy, but is he the guy? Some of you are saying, what is this guy saying? Some of you are like, yeah, I have those exact same questions, Ian. Great questions. Look, the Wolverines. I'm not sure what to think about them. I think the defense is going to be top 10 in college football again. They have so much talent on that defense. Now, are they going to be able to score any points? They're probably going to be able to score some points defensively, which will help them. Anytime you can score points defensively, that's a bonus. That's a bonus, big time bonus. They're probably going to be able to take the ball away, big time bonus. Now, will they be able to score when they get those chances? I'm not sure. Fresno State, that's a sneaky good football team. I'm not saying Fresno State's going to upset Michigan in week 1. I'm not saying that. Listen here, Fresno State, I'm not saying they're going to win. However, I do think they are going to cover that green circle up there. That's pretty close to a big time circle right there. And by big time circle, I mean a perfect circle. That's a question we can get into on another episode. Is there anything as a perfect circle? Does it exist? I'm not sure, but the one above me is pretty close. Give me Fresno State plus 21 at Michigan. Only a couple games left. New Mexico at Arizona. We just watched New Mexico play. I wasn't that impressed. Give me Arizona minus 31. And then on Sunday night, last game of the week, and by last game of the week, I mean there's one on Monday night, and that's Florida State, Boston College, but we're not picking that one for this weekend. USC at LSU, says at LSU. It is actually a neutral site game. Look, everybody knows Lincoln Riley, Miller Moss. That's all they're talking about at USC. What they should be talking about, defense. Defense. Is it actually changed this year? Have they changed it? Have they revolutionized that defense? Honestly, for both of these teams, that's what we should be saying. That should be I think they're going to score points in this game. I think it's going to be 45-40, something like that. Now, who is on the winning side? Who's on the losing side? I'm not ready to say, and I'm not super sure yet. However, I do have a pick against the spread or with the spread. I like USC plus 4.5. I don't like them to win. I think LSU is going to pull it out, squeak it out somehow. However, I do like the Trojans to cover the 4.5. Okay. That's week 1, top 25 and 25. We're just under 25 minutes here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the week 1 recap. It's coming out in a couple of days. And by a couple of days, I mean about a week because I'm filming this on Sunday. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. We'll see you in the next one. Subscribe, comment down below which one of these picks is your favorite, which one is your least favorite. and I'll respond to you why you're wrong or why I'm wrong, and we'll see. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State's Jalen Jackson, and he scores on the last play of the game.
35, 40, 45, 50, 45. There goes